Well, howdy party people and space cadets, and welcome to the Galactic Happy Hour. I'm your host, Spider Island Slim. On this week's episode, we'll be talking about my favorite Power Rangers characters. I kind of jumped ahead to characters. I usually start with toys and then do characters, but I think I did that same thing with Ninja Turtles too. Silly sausage goblin. But anyways, let's talk about my favorite Power Rangers characters. And number 5 on the list is Kimberly Hart, the Pink Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Played by Amy Jo Johnson, she first appeared in the first episode, Day of the Dumpster, and would go on to be featured in a total of 140 episodes. This bubbly and cute gymnast was also the love interest for Tommy Oliver until she left the show in season 3, being replaced by Kat. And her character ended up moving to Florida to pursue gymnastics and dumped old Tommy via Dear John letter, or Dear Tommy letter. Dear JDF letter? I always liked and appreciated Kim growing up, but it wasn't until semi-recently when I started rewatching the series as an adult that I gained a true appreciation for Kim. And why is that? It's because of those legs, those powerful gymnast legs. I mean, they're just the type that make you want to smear cheeseburgers all over your chest while you sing the theme song to Dino Saucers. What? That just me? No. But that Rob from Synth High can relate. Probably Bryn from Horror Hands too. They look like cheeseburger chest rubbers all the way. Piece of trivia, Amy Jo Johnson, she was actually a gymnast in real life, and she was the longest serving female cast member in the show's history. And number 4 on the list is Ashley Hammond, the Yellow Ranger from Turbo and In Space. Played by Tracy Lynn Cruz, Ashley replaced Tanya as the Yellow Ranger during Turbo and would go on to appear in a total of 75 episodes. Her first appearance was on the episode A Drive to Win. Now, with Power Rangers, I will admit, I very much lost interest with Turbo. Like cars and Tommy becoming a race car driver, it just was not my cup of tea. And then when Tommy and the original people left and they replaced it with a bunch of new people, I totally checked out. I need to go back and rewatch it, to be honest. But as I was saying, I totally checked out. But then In Space started, and I just decided to give it a shot and see if it was any better. And wowzer, In Space is fantastic. Many would argue it's the best series of the entire, or best season of the entire series. And you really can't fault them for that, because In Space really is a great season. And it's the one that any of you non-Power Rangers fans watching, which I'm sure some of you are just being nice and watching this when you're shaving your goats and that kind of stuff. If you ever get curious and you want to watch some good tokusatsu, American tokusatsu, check out Power Rangers In Space. Great stuff. But Ashley's character, she was a cheerleader and had definitely seen a few episodes of Friends, that's for sure. Now, her run on Power Rangers, other than guest appearances, ended with In Space. Because In Space was the season where they basically started, from there on, each season would be a new cast of characters. And it would have a different subtitle, and it would go on and go on. Now, later on, I think when Saban bought it back from Disney, they would do 2 seasons, like with Samurai and such. But for a long time, you had 1 season, 1 set of characters, and that was it. Now, with trivia, Ashley had clearly seen a few dozen episodes of Friends. And number 3 on the list is Andros, the Red Ranger, also from Power Rangers In Space. Played by Christopher Kamen Lee, Andros was the leader of the In Space team and appeared in only 48 episodes, sadly. His first appearance in an episode was From Out of Nowhere, not the Faith No More video, though I could totally see Andros rocking some bicycle shorts. Now, Andros was a telekinetic alien, Ashley's love interest, and rocked some power action hair. I mean, he was all like, 1 skunk stripe? In your face, rogue, I'm doing 12 skunk stripes. Yeah. There could really never be a replacement for Tommy after he left the show, but Andros was pretty darn close. As far as trivia goes for Mr. Kamen Lee, Christopher Kamen Lee, his sister, Chyler Lee, is an actress as well, and she was in Not Another Teen Movie, and I think she's currently on Supergirl. Talented family. And on that, I think it's time for some kind of break.
Smash Rider, Alien teenage superhero. In the battle to save Earth from the evil mutant marauders, he stands alone. But when things really get on top of him, he can transform into Masked Rider Super Gold. Which will you use to save the world from the mutant marauders? Masked Rider and Masked Rider Super Gold. Action figures from Bandai.
And we're back with the horoscope of the week. And this week's horoscope goes to Pisces. Pisces, you will try to morph and you will end up the Clear Ranger. And you will be arrested for indecent exposure. And number 2 on the list is Trini Kwan, the Yellow Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Played by Thuy Trang, Trini was the original Yellow Ranger, sorta, and appeared in a total of 90 episodes, also sorta. But Trini was a smart, mellow, kind of female equivalent to Billy, and I always felt that she should have been Billy's love interest. But later on in the comics, they set her up with Jason and Zach. I mean, really? Jason and Zach? It should have been Billy. It just makes no sense. I just don't think they knew how to handle her quite properly. But looking back, and when I rewatched the series, I just really like Trini and her kind of mellow attitude. You gotta consider, it was the 90s. Everything needed to be rude and have tude. I mean, heck, even the voiceover at the beginning of Power Rangers with Zordon, the teenagers with attitude. But Trini, she didn't have a lot of attitude. She was just kind of a cool, mellow kind of girl. Yeah, I'd really like that. I thought that was a nice change. Now, Trini would leave the team, the show, during the second season. Supposedly, it was because she and Zach and Jason felt that they weren't getting paid enough. I don't know how true that is. That's a rumor that's persisted for years. Was never able to find confirmation or deconfirmation. But whatever it is, unfortunately, Trini left. Now, the trivia, and this is why I said that she was the original Yellow Ranger, sorta. There was a pilot episode, an unaired pilot episode, and Trini was played by a different actress completely, thus sorta being. And the later appearances, she made some cameos in the background, but it wasn't Thuy Trang, it was just someone else in the suit. So that's why I said 90 episodes, sorta. And now, number 1 on the list, which I'm sure you all guessed this already, pretty obvious, and that's Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Zeo Ranger, Red Turbo Ranger, and Black Dino Ranger, played by Jason David Frank, the GOAT, the Power Rangers GOAT. Tommy made a total of 241 episodes and has made more appearances than any other Ranger. Not character though. That rare distinction goes to Bulk. Speaking of Bulk, Bulk and Skull almost had a spin-off series where the two of them ran a hotel somewhere and somehow an Elvis impersonator fit into the plot. But it never happened. Now, as to why Tommy is number 1 on this list, he's freaking Tommy!